A Japanese yakuza family was hiding in the Aokigahara forest because they got news that someone wanted to kill their leader. Kenjiro, as the person entrusted with guarding the leader, was informed that the person sent to eliminate the leader came from a secret assassin organization called Shadow. Later, when the leader was enjoying the company of a geisha, the assassin showed up out of nowhere and quickly slashed the leader in the throat, killing him instantly. The yakuza immediately strafed the assassin with bullets, while Kenjiro checked the leader. He only found the geisha and their leader's dead body there. The assassin, on the other hand, wasn't scratched the slightest and slaughtered them all. After his men were killed by the assassin, Kenjiro was left alone to fight the assassin, and their fight resulted in the assassin accidentally killing the geisha. Somehow, that made the assassin off guard, and Kenjiro managed to land a shot. When Kenjiro removed the assassin's mask, he was surprised to find that the assassin was a woman. The lights suddenly went out, and another assassin who seemed to be more senior than the first one came and slaughtered all the remaining troops. After all his men were dead, Kenjiro had to fight the other assassin, who was also a woman, but this one was far stronger and more agile than the other one. Kenjiro could only surrender to his fate, being killed by the assassin from Shadow. After the raid, the senior assassin, Umbra, woke up the junior assassin, apparently named after a code, 13. Umbra was disappointed with 13 because she was not focused when carrying out the mission. She doubted that 13 would be able to carry out another mission. She then took out a medicine and told 13 to drink it. She decided to return 13 back to the facility for more training, while she and her colleague went to Cambodia for another mission. Later, 13 woke up and found herself in a flat and the medicine given by Umbra on the bedside table. She then rode a bike through the streets of Jakarta to a place under a bridge where there was a public telephone. She used it to call the facility to ask for instructions from Umbra, but she didn't get any answer. She decided to return to the flat. On the way back, she saw a boy who was carrying his mother. Later at night, 13 heard a noise from outside, which turned out to be coming from the boy's house, and saw the boy's mother being confronted by several men. 13 decided not to interfere, but she experienced some kind of throwback to the past after seeing the scene. That morning, the boy's mother was found dead in her room. The boy, Manji, could only mourn his mother's death. For the past 2 weeks, 13 had not received any instructions on what to do, so she wondered what was going on. Later, 13 was having lunch when Manji approached her and asked for a share of the meal. 13 asked what happened to the boy's mother, and Manji told her that his mother was killed by the men who came to their house the night before she died. He also got hit by a man named Haga, who made his eyes black. To comfort Manji, 13 took him to his mother's grave to let him cope with the loss. After that, she took him for a ride on a motorbike. The other day, 13 didn't take his medicine and felt a withdrawal. Later, she got a piece of paper from Manji to thank her, but when she checked on him, she found the room empty. When she checked the toilet, a man named Jeki, who was Haga's subordinate, showed up. She immediately hid behind the toilet door. Jeki himself was assigned to look for something in Manji's house. He entered the toilet, not knowing that 13 was hiding there. He found drugs and some money in the lavatory's water tank. He then used a little of the drugs and got high. That was when 13 came out from behind the door and asked him where Manji was, but Jeki instead tried to fight her, which ended up making him battered. 13 asked to be taken to meet Haga. On their way, Jeki told 13 that Haga was conspiring with the candidate for the city's next governor, the governor's son named Ariel, and a detective whom 13 saw the day Manji's mother was found dead, named Prasetyo. Haga, Ariel, and Prasetyo had been friends since childhood. They arrived at Haga's club. 13 was still looking for where Manji was. She was introduced to Soria, Haga's subordinate, who at that time was having a negotiation with someone named Kabil. After the transaction, which didn't seem to end well, Jeki approached and told Soria that he brought a gift for Haga, so he needed to meet him. After a little inspection by Soria, 13 was left in a guarded security room with a computer inside, while Soria and Jeki went to meet Haga. After Soria and Haga left, 13 checked the computer and found a video of Manji dragged into the club. Jeki, on the other hand, met Haga. Haga found out that Jeki had used his product and got angry. 13 saw Manji being tortured by Haga from the CCTV footage, which enraged her so much that she decided to go find Haga herself. He beat up the guards in Soria. Haga tried to fight her using a syringe, but 13 managed to overpower him and kill him with his own weapon. Right after she killed Haga, Soria showed up with a shotgun and shot at her. Lucky for her, Haga's dead body was able to shield her from the incoming shots. She then threw the knife in her hand at Soria and ran with Jackie and a woman they found there. 13 easily slaughtered all the guards in the corridor. She reached the dance floor and was once again confronted by Soria. 13 managed to paralyze Soria along with the remaining troops there. Soon, the police came, so Soria ran away. Jackie and 13 also managed to escape with a car. Jackie was afraid that he would be targeted by Ariel and Prasetyo, so he decided to kick 13 out of his car and leave her. Somewhere else, Prasetyo was carrying out an interrogation of a man named Kusno, who seemed to have smuggled drugs. At that moment, he got the news that Haga had been killed. After seeing the body, he was determined to find out who was the perpetrator behind the attack. From the CCTV, he saw the faces of 13 and Jackie. Prasetyo, who was panicking, then called Ariel, and Ariel told him to calm down. Ariel's father warned Ariel that the small problem that he had created would eventually become a big one. It was revealed that Ariel had impregnated Manji's mother, so he sent Haga to kill her, even though his father had warned him not to kill her because it might become a problem during his campaign. After that, it was revealed that Manji was held captive by Ariel, and he was continuously being tortured there. Somewhere else, in the Cambodian forest, Umbra and several of the shadow assassins were cleaning up the mess there. They were dealing with shadow troops who had defected, one of whom was Umbra's friend back then. The fight between Umbra and her friend ended with Umbra managing to corner her friend. When the friend was cornered, she said that Umbra used to be a very kind person and had a sense of humanity, but she had changed completely. That was when Umbra saw that her friend was pregnant. Pregnancy was forbidden for a shadow assassin, so that made Umbra shocked and couldn't do anything but let her friend go. Unfortunately, another shadow assassin killed her friend before she could go. That night, 13, who couldn't sleep, went to the public telephone and pressed the emergency protocol code to get the weapon that was hidden behind it. On the other hand, Jackie was taking care of his sick grandmother, while outside the house, Prasetyo and his henchmen were about to attack. They knocked down the door and held Jackie at gunpoint. Prasetyo asked where 13 was, and Jackie said that he didn't know where she was. Suddenly, a noise was heard from outside, and when one of them checked, he was shot dead. It turned out that 13 showed up to save Jackie and his grandmother. "13 succeeded in paralyzing Prasetyo. To protect his grandmother and gain Prasetyo's trust back, Jackie attacked 13 to buy time for Prasetyo to escape. Prasetyo managed to escape by car and was chased by 13 on a bike. Unfortunately, the bike stopped. On the other hand, Prasetyo called Ariel, who apparently had set a trap for 13. 13 was caught in the trap and managed to get hit by Ariel. Prasetyo, who was very vengeful towards 13 because he had killed Haga, provoked her, and at that very moment, 13 held him by the head and managed to kill him, leaving Ariel out of the three. Meanwhile, on the way back to HQ, Umbra's friend was disappointed because Umbra hesitated during the mission. Umbra then received a report that 13 was causing riots in Jakarta, and they had to fly there to stop her. When 13 woke up, she found herself chained by Ariel and Soria. Ariel said that she had done too much just to save a kid who was nobody for her. He then said that he made Manji's mother pregnant, and that would definitely risk his father's reputation as governor.
Kenapa kalian bunuh Ibu Monji? Urusan lo sama dia. Nyokapnya yang perek itu nge-blackmail gue buat ngawin dia cuma gara-gara kita pernah ngewe. That's it!
So he had no choice but to kill her. When Ariel wanted to beat up 13, his father came and stopped him because 13 could be useful for them. The father wanted to use her to carry out a drug deal with Kabil, with the guarantee that he would let Manji go. 13 finally met Manji, who was already battered. Manji said he wanted to have lunch again with 13 after all this. Long story short, 13 was taken to the transaction place. Ariel ordered her to kill Kabil after the transaction was completed. 13 was ordered to do the swap. Kabil's men tried the product, and he looked satisfied with it. 13 checked the money and then took it to Ariel. Ariel immediately gave a gun to her and asked her to kill Kabil. At that time, Jackie realized that Manji had died, and he immediately screamed, which made 13 confused about what to do. Knowing he was being attacked, Kabil ordered his men to finish off the enemies. A gunfight was inevitable. Jackie deliberately opened the car door, and Kabil's men strafed Ariel's father with bullets, killing him instantly. Seeing his father get killed, Ariel went berserk and attacked everyone. He continued to launch attacks on Kabil's troops, until finally he was able to finish off Kabil. 13 slaughtered all of Ariel's remaining troops and even had a fierce fight with Ariel. Even though she had to fight Ariel bare-handed, she managed to kill him. But shockingly, Soria was still alive and was about to shoot her. Fortunately, Jackie hit her with his car and escaped with 13 from there. Jackie and 13 left, carrying Manji's body away from that place, but suddenly they were hit by another car from the side. When they woke up, they had been caught by Umbra and her two friends. They were mad at 13 for causing a riot. The leader told Umbra to finish off 13. Jackie bought time for 13 to escape, but he was killed. Not wanting to waste Jackie's sacrifice, 13 used the chance to escape from there. She hid behind a pillar while untying her hands, but it didn't take long for her to be found. A fight between fellow shadow assassins ensued. The fight was unfair because 13 was a woman while her opponent was a big male, but somehow 13 managed to defeat the man. After that, she had to face Umbra, her own mentor. She was trapped in a room but managed to escape to the back of a plane's cabin. Umbra checked the plane's cabin, and 13 used the lights to blind her. A fight between mentor and disciple ensued. It looked like their fighting style was exactly the same, but with stronger determination, 13 managed to defeat Umbra by exploding the nail bomb in Umbra's chest. Seeing 13's face, Umbra finally came back to her senses. 13 managed to kill the leader. That was when it was revealed that long ago, the one who killed 13's mother was Umbra herself, and because she felt sorry for 13, she finally took her as her disciple. 13's real name turned out to be Naomi. After all the incidents that happened, 13 buried Manji's body next to his mother's grave. While she was resting, she was visited by several shadow assassins, led by a woman named 14. 14 had a personal grudge against 13, and she wanted to kill 13 so that she could be promoted, but then, another person came and looked like he wanted to help 13. Knowing she had no chance against two people, 14 left from there. The masked man then took off his mask and revealed himself as Burai, Umbra's mentor in the past. He was given the responsibility to take care of 13,